welcome you to another episode of Velez's Anecdotal. Hey, what are you doing blocking the screen for? Shoot! Much better. Damn cat thinks that he owns the place. No, you don't. Now shut it. Anyway, while the cat figures out how to fix the roof that he just broke going up, a new story awaits you, which ironically involves black cats and their superstition origins, in which some of you may not realize has a lot to do with witches. All will be explained in the story, but first, book please. Thanks. Shall we?
A very long time ago, the world went through troubled times where many humans were hunting each other. But this was no ordinary hunt. This was the witch hunts. Many witches were condemned by those that feared their powers. However, not all of them were killed. There were 6 witches that survived the witch hunts who escaped to their secret lair in Antarctica where no human at the time ever resided. Their names were Evropa, Azija, Afriki, Astrologia, and the 2 twins, a Medicaid server and a Medicaid jug. These 6 witches have decided to hide their identities as well as their true forms until the witch hunts came to an end. Therefore, each of the witch sisters agreed where they would all go to hide and use their powers to transport themselves to different corners of the world. Evropa was transported to Europe, Azija was transported to Asia, Afriki was transported to Africa, Astrologia was transported to Australia, a Medicaid server was transported to North America, and a Medicaid jug was transported to South America. Upon each of the witch sisters' arrival, their physical human form was no more, for they each had transformed into black cats, small and yet fast creatures that could get by easily. Although their powers ensured their immunity of natural death within their new forms, each of the witches continued hiding out as the witch hunts spurred on for hundreds of years. Then, one day, the hunt for them was starting to come to an end. In Europe, Evropa's identity was suddenly discovered by humans who were told black cats were witches in disguise, and was therefore killed like the animal she disguised herself to be. Then, Afriki's identity was discovered by those that killed Evropa when they heard stories of the Egyptian people gaining fortune and luck from sickness. Eventually, Afriki was captured and killed during the pursuit. Azija and Astrologia, for the same reason, were found and killed by more hunters that pursued to kill the witch sisters. After discovering the death of the other witch sisters, a Medicaid jug sought to find her twin sister in the northern lands so that they could be reunited. No matter the costs or the danger, she was willing to find her sister. In her mind, the twins were formidable together rather than apart. Her journey brought her to the United States of America, where the witch hunts were extra treacherous, and the hunting for black cats were brought to these lands. It took some time, but a Medicaid jug tracked down her sister, a Medicaid server, who was caught doing something very horrifying. The mischief witch, who was in her human form, drew a very evil symbol in the dirt and chanted random names. It was then and there that a Medicaid jug sensed the kind of magic her own sister was using. Dark, satanic magic, intended to bring fatal misfortunes to those she desired. The good sister changed to her own human form and pleaded with her sister to stop, but the evil sister refused and revealed her reasons, which also exposed a horrifying truth. It was a Medicaid server who began the witch hunts, tricking the humans to kill every suspected witch from around the world for the sole purpose to become the most powerful witch to ever exist. This also implied that the same fatal curse a Medicaid judge saw her do was the exact same one that led to the deaths of the other 4 witches. The good twin begged to understand how her own sister could betray their fellow witches for such a goal. The evil twin laughed, as if she had heard a joke, stating that she never considered any of the other witches to be friends or family, aside from her own flesh and blood. The evil twin offered her sister the chance to join her into ruling over the mere mortals. The good twin refused, and threatened to do whatever it took to stop her evil sister. The 2 sisters used their magic to fight each other, and at a moment of climax, the evil twin was nearly triumphant. In a last bit of chance, the good twin used the remainder of her powers and banished her own sister's body and soul to hell, where she would be forever condemned. After using all of the remainder of her powers, a Medicaid jug was resorted back to becoming a black cat, with no powers and no memory of who she was. She was now an ordinary black cat who roamed around the countryside, spreading good, bad, or superstitious luck wherever she went.
Oof. Talk about girl drama. Now visit any of you lovely ladies from around the world and throughout all of time, space, multiverse. Much love to you all. Anyway, this story has taught me that love and power are the 2 things that you cannot mix. And I hope you learned that too. You've learned lesson 1 in my first anecdotal tale, that as long as you stay true to yourself, you can overcome any obstacle that's standing in your way. Now it's time to learn lesson 2. Never, under any circumstances, let power, status, or even selfishness stand between you and the people that you love. Because at the end of the day, not only would you be hurting them, you would be hurting yourself as well. Trust and believe. I've seen people do that, and karma has a way of getting back at you. Never trifle with karma, because you'll sink down even lower than the city of Atlantis if you do. Oh, what do you know? You still gotta pay for the roof that you destroyed. Alright, well, that's enough for today, everybody. I hope this story has given you something to think about. I'll see you in the next Velez's Anecdotal Tale. See you soon, or as they say in cat, meow 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 meow.